Hello, everyone. This is John Chrisley coming to you again for Cyber Talk Now. And I wanted to talk today about a topic of patch management. Now, let's go back a little bit and talk about some of the breaches that have happened in the past and how they could have been avoided. If you study, like a lot of us IT and security professionals do, some of the breaches that have gone on, as a matter of fact, I try to read as much as I can about as many of them as I can, but there's so many. And if you look at a lot of the breaches that have happened, ransomware issues, hacking incidents, a lot of them exploited um, vulnerabilities and things that probably could have been patched. That's not always the case, but general rule of thumb is there's a vulnerability that something can exploit and get in. Now, this is not talking about people who click on things in their email that they shouldn't. They've been phished, they've been tricked into opening something or downloading something or giving their information away. Not talking about those. I'm talking about people exfiltrate, bad actors exfiltrate. They hack into a network, they hack into a government system. They take down power grids. They mess around with dams for waters. You name it. Um, and if you trace back sort of the origins or the beginnings of how this happened, likely you may find there was a system that was unpatched, there was a system that was out of date, and maybe it could have been patched. Now, again, I just want to take a step back for a moment. I'm not talking about systems that weren't secured. I'm not talking about systems that were secured but had stupidly weak passwords. Okay, I'm talking about systems uh, that have vulnerabilities for which there's known exploits, and there's hackers out there that want to try to exploit that and see what they can get into. All right, enough of that background. Let's get into uh, patch management. So, what am I talking about? People say, "John, what are you talking about?" I've got automatic updates turned on my laptop for Windows, right? I'm good, right? Well, I hope you have automatic updates turned on, or I hope you have somebody administering patches for you that has Windows, if you're running on Windows, automatic updates turned on. But that's not enough. And in today's modern corporate environment, typically there's more than just Windows systems being used. In my experience dealing with tons of customers and corporations, I've seen lots of Mac based systems, lots of tablets, lots of mobile devices running iOS or Android. I've seen servers running Linux, Unix, those kind of things. Cloud systems, hosted systems that are running non-Windows systems. And so who patches all of that? And all of these systems take a different approach to patching. Some of them are not as easy as just turning on automatic updates and letting them go. And a lot of companies don't want to turn on automatic updates and just let them go because they're afraid, and sometimes rightfully so, that a patch could actually break a system. It's been shown over the years that there have been some patches that have broken some systems, if you will. They may have fixed what they wanted to fix, but they ended up breaking what you needed them to run for. Patches don't always work the first time, every time in your environment. And so there is an element of testing that is needed when you're going to think about applying patches, right? But here's what I want you to think about, everybody, is, and I'm very passionate about this topic. If you've listened to some other podcasts of mine in the past, you'll understand I talk about patching. Patch, patch it all, patch now, ask for forgiveness later. You're going to break some things over time. You are. So understand that. Test the best you can possibly test, but please patch. If you don't know how to patch your systems, you don't even know if your systems are vulnerable. You don't even know, should I patch? What should I patch? How much should I patch? How much is missing? Then get somebody to help you out. There's plenty of us out there. There's plenty of vendors, and a lot of them are very good at this. And they will put some software on your computer and your servers. And first, they'll check and see what kind of patches are missing. And that'll tell you what should be applied. Now, I'll give you an example. I'm coming to you right now off of a Windows laptop that I own. It's running Windows 11. Even though it's Windows 11, think the latest and greatest operating system, there's still patches that come out. So I've got automatic updates turned on, but I've got other software on my computer that is not just about this Windows operating system. I've got Firefox and Chrome web browsers. I use 7-Zip for zip. Think WinZip, but it's a different tool. Um, I don't use Java that I remember anymore, but used to be that Java would pop up once in a while and say we got updates. I don't use a lot of Adobe products anymore, but Adobe continually wants to update. And while Microsoft does a great job looking for patches for other systems, I make it a habit to try to check my computer as much as I can, look around. If you haven't used a program in a while, there's a utility or something you haven't used, open it up. It may check for updates when you open it. It may say, "Hey, we've got some updates. Do you want to, download updates for it?" And you can decide if right then and there is a good time for you to go ahead and just knock that out and do those updates, or if you want to do it later. But everybody, please patch your systems. Okay, it's very important because this is what closes down some of the most common and easy things that hackers and malware use to exploit your systems. I also want to take this a step further, and I want to talk about firmware and other kind of device driver updates. So, as I sit here today talking to you from my home office, and those of you that have watched some of my webcasts, you'll notice I've turned. I'm in a different angle. I'm trying some different lighting. I don't have a light turned on because I've got some natural light, and yes, you get to see the shine off the forehead. There's not a whole lot I can do about that, even if I put some powder on. Hey, this is the world of working from a home office, everybody. And so I'm working on this home laptop, and I have a dock. I have a dock that I connect to with some dual monitors from time to time. I'm not using them right now, but I do use them often. And the dock that I connect to needs updates from time to time. The monitors, there's a video card inside my laptop, and so it will require